Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support me and love on me. I just love every single one of you so very much for clicking on my video and watching it. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart so very much that you do. Today I'm actually doing a tag video, and I'm sure that you guys have seen it going around because I'm kind of late to the game. Kind of a lot late to the game. So with my busy training life and being in and out of town and not really keeping up on my YouTubes, except for on the weekends, has been tragic stuff, but good. I have enjoyed every minute of it. I recently have seen a slew of tag videos going around for the makeup collection tag in which Georgia Harris started. So Georgia is somebody that I watch all the time. I love her. She reminds me a lot of my BFF for life, my person, Crystal. She reminds me a lot of her just in her mannerisms and how she acts and how she talks, and I love the camaraderie between her and Spooky Lips and Fat Hips Lacey and Smoky Glow. Like, I am totally into those people. Those are who I watch on a regular. And so when I saw this tag going around initially, I was like, this is a really cool tag. This is a really cool tag. And then I saw Georgia posting all kinds of people that have done the tag, and I was like, what's going on? But then I finally watched Georgia's tag and realized that she's the one that freaking created it. So how I missed that, I'm not sure. But, so this is the makeup collection tag that Georgia Harris started, and I am super excited to do it myself. All of Georgia's information, her channel, and her tag video are going to be linked down in my description box. I hope that if you guys haven't watched her, that you would go watch her and watch her tag video and watch everybody else's tag video that she's been posting, because this is a fun tag. And for anybody who hasn't done it, who watches me, I tag you. So I don't think my friend Lisa has done it. I don't think that my friend Diana has done it. I don't think that my friend Courtney KH has done it, or my friend Sherry has done it. So ladies, I'm for sure tagging the four of you. And for anybody else who wants to do it, please do it. Caitlin, you should do it too. I hope that you guys all do it. I would love to come and watch it. I'll make sure that you see that I've tagged you down in my tag box down there. But there are 14 questions. And the first question is, how long have you been collecting makeup? I have been collecting makeup for just roughly right about 2 years at this point. Prior to that point, I did have a little bit of makeup, but not much. I think I had a Smashbox palette or two Smashbox palettes, the double exposure and the full exposure, which I bought in like 2014 or somewhere around there. And then I had little bits and pieces of some Bare Minerals stuff, and then I had a black eyeliner, which I used every day, all day. I didn't wear foundation at all. I didn't wear concealer at all. I didn't do my brows at all. I did nothing. So prior to 2 years ago, I owned some stuff, but I really didn't start diving into the makeup world until just about 2 years ago. So that's when I would say I officially started collecting makeup. Number 2, what kind of collection do you have? And she has some ideas of minimal, utilitarian, aesthetic, historical, etc. I don't really think I fit into maybe aesthetic more than anything else. I don't know. I have a massive collection. I don't know that it's definitely not minimal. And it's definitely not historical, but I love things that are aesthetically pleasing. So a lot of what I purchase is pretty, which seems stupid because some of it is just so pretty I can't wear it, or I won't wear it because I don't want to destroy it. It's all used, all of it. Okay, well, I take that back. There are some things that I have not used in my collection yet, but it's just because I've got so much. It's massive. It's pretty big. I mean, to the extent that sometimes I'm a little embarrassed that it's as big as it is. And I do have some collection videos up. I'll go ahead and put those up here in the cards. I did start a new 2019 collection video series. So it's big. Number 3, are you a completionist? So I used to think I needed to be a completionist. My very first vault, so to speak, of products that I bought was the Too Faced Peach vault with all the peach like lip oils and the peach palettes, the Sweet Peach collection. I had all of it at one point in time. And then didn't use all of it and ended up giving some of it away because I didn't like it so much. I think if I had to come close to any kind of completionist thought process, it would have been the ABH palettes, the carpet ones, because I just loved those palettes and I loved that formula. But then she came out with Soft Glam and I bought the palette, but I gave it to my daughter because I bought it for her because I really didn't love the color story in that palette. But now I'm thinking that I want it. I'm not sure. Then she brought out Sultry, which I had zero desire for, and now we have Riviera, and the swatches for that palette totally drew me away from that palette. I really did want it. I think that would be the set of stuff that I think I need to complete, but for the most part, I'm not a completionist. I know what I like now, and I don't need a whole complete inventory of said brand or said style. You know, like all the chocolate bar palettes, I don't need those. Like, who needs 80 shades of brown? Not me. I can go pretty ham on some single shadows, like Sydney Grace. I go pretty ham on those, but I don't need to have every single one of them. So I would not say I'm a completionist, no. Number 4, how do you store or organize your collection? So I have a really beautiful, beautiful vanity that was made by my partner in life, my man who I love so very much. He made me a vanity that I store most all my stuff in. I also have like just a Walmart like plastic drawer system that I put all of like my samples and my face masks and those kind of things into. And I also have like a craft drawer system that I use for my backups, some of my lip palettes, my powders, things that I don't use as often. And on top of it, I store a lot of like brushes and some more lipsticks. I am doing collection videos, like I said, and a lot of those videos have my storage process in them. I don't have the Alex 9 drawers. I probably will never have the Alex 9 drawers because I don't prefer that. But I do have a shelving unit underneath because my vanity is floating. I do have a shelving unit underneath that houses all of my palettes. Okay. The next question on here is, what is your favorite thing about your collection? My favorite thing about my collection is probably that it's very eclectic. There's a little bit of everything. There's neutrals, there is color, there in all aspects of it. Like, I don't really want for anything, and when I do want for something, it's like super trivial. Like, I don't really need to purchase it because I do have it. I have a collection that my friends want to come over and use. So, you know, I have everything I need in that collection. And that would be my favorite part of it, is that there's everything really that I need. The like favorite pieces of my collection are probably my palettes. I love my palettes. I love my palettes. What is your least favorite thing about, or something that you want to improve about your collection? probably the external outside of the vanity storage. I don't really have a good mindset on how I want it stored. I just take things from one spot and put them into another and like try and make sense. I have brushes in like 4 different locations. I wish my vanity were a little bit deeper, you know, so that I could store more in one drawer than the other, but I understand why it can't be deeper, because with everything in it, it alone is heavy, but with everything in it, it is heavier, and it floats on the wall, so it has to float on the wall. I also wish that I wasn't keeping it stored in the same place as like my craft stuff. And so my makeup room, this room that we're standing in, is my makeup room, my craft room, my office, my studio. It's a room of all trades. So I guess if there was one thing I could change about it, is it would be having more of a mindset on how I wanted things stored and storing them that way, or being able to purchase all the things that I want to store my stuff in, and then just keeping it that way. What is the biggest category of your collection? If I'm being honest, it's probably lips. I have so many lipsticks, lip glosses, liquid lipsticks, lip pencils, and I don't use nearly half of them, let alone all of them. I could probably use a different lipstick every single day. Lipstick, lip gloss, lip whatever, every single day for 2 years and never repeat. And I think that that's excessive. I think that that's really excessive. Especially for somebody who doesn't really wear lips. Lipstick is one of those things, though, that is just so easy to buy and super pretty. And, like, I want to love my lips, but I hate my lips. So, like, I should know that about myself and just quit buying lip items. But at the same time, I have learned that about myself and quit buying lip items, but I still get lip items somehow. Free gifts or in my IPSYs or in my... Yeah, that's got to be the biggest part of my collection. The next question, number 8. What is the smallest category of your collection? I think the smallest... I think the smallest category of my collection is probably brows. I think I have 3 brow pencils, maybe 4 brow pencils, and then the Brow Blade and the Brow Endowed by Urban Decay, and then I have another brow like mascara portion, and I think that that is probably the smallest category in my collection because I use the same things over and over and over again. So like once I'm starting to get to a point where they're almost gone, I will just buy another one and then replace it when it is gone. I don't like venture out like I do with, say, foundations or concealers, or concealers might also be a small part of my collection. I think I have that might actually be the smallest. I think I have 4 concealers. Just a second. Concealers is the smallest part of my collection. I have 4 concealers. I don't use concealer very much. So I use a foundation. I use a very light coverage foundation, so I don't like to put a whole lot on my face. So yeah, concealers is the smallest part. I do have a lot of foundations, which shocks me, actually. Do you have a holy grail in your collection? So my holy grail item is actually... I would have said, if you had asked me like 2 weeks ago, I would have said my Natasha Denona Star palette, because it is the first like super expensive palette that I ever purchased, and it is still the most expensive palette that I have ever purchased. But I would have to say now my holy grail item is my Pat McGrath palette that I just purchased, because even though it's less expensive than the Natasha Denona palette, it is an amazingly beautiful black lacquer case with you guys have seen a Pat McGrath palette. It's a black lacquered case, and the mirror inside is beveled, and it's just so beautiful. And high-end, and it makes me feel expensive every single time I pull it out, and I don't want to take it anywhere or move it anywhere from where it is because I don't want it to get broken, but I don't think it could get broken. The thing is like 8 pounds, so I would say that that is probably my holy grail item. Between that and my Natasha Denona Star palette, which was more expensive, I would say one of those two would be what I would think my holy grail item is. But now I really firmly, the first thing that came to mind is my Pat McGrath palette. Do you ever wish your collection was bigger, smaller, or is it complete? I wouldn't say it was complete, because I'm a makeup addict, because I am a makeup junkie, I'm always going to be buying something else to put into it. I don't really necessarily wish it was bigger. I think that I have a lot. But I don't also wish it was smaller. So I also have never done a declutter. So as I keep bringing stuff into my collection, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't have very much more room than what I currently do. So I don't want it to get so big that I don't see one of my makeup products for, 4 years, because it's just been sitting, hanging out at the bottom of, say, my drawer of lipsticks. But I also don't want it to be so small that I only have 4 lipsticks to choose from. I don't think I will ever be that person anymore. Again, I used to be that person. I think when I started collecting, I just kind of went ham on it, because I've got that OCD nature in me that when I jump into something, I jump in all arms, legs, head, everything jumps into it. Like, I'm very, very much 150% or no percent. That's just how it goes. But I don't want it to be bigger. I don't want it to be smaller, but I also don't think that it's complete. So I'm kind of one of those people that I get is indecisive. I guess I'm indecisive about it. I'll take more in, but I will also get rid of things if I see fit to get rid of them. If that makes any sense. I don't think my collection is any of the 3 choices. Number 11, how often do you declutter makeup in your collection? Well, I just said I've never done a declutter. So I've only been collecting makeup for 2 years. And while I guess I could declutter, I pretty much love everything that I have in my collection. I've been doing this series on my channel called the Palette Roulette series, and I'll link one in the cards for you. It is a series in which I pick a palette to use every single week, and I use an app to pick which palette I'm using so that I don't play favorites with just my newest palettes or my oldest palettes or my favorite palettes. I use an app to choose that palette, and I choose that palette, and I use that palette for the week. At the end of the week, at the very beginning, I would just put that palette back into my menagerie of palettes, whether I loved working with it or not. But here over the last several weeks, there's actually been 3 palettes that I've taken and I've put aside, not necessarily for a declutter, but to go to my daughter if she chooses to want the palettes that I have set aside for her. And if not, then I'll sanitize them and sell them, or just maybe give them away to some friends. But I think that's as close as I've been getting to declutters, to be honest. I don't see myself decluttering any time in the near future on a large scale. I like my stuff. All right, question 12. Do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collection? When I started YouTube, I will tell you, I was envious. I was pretty envious of even small makeup collections, just because I wanted to do YouTube and wanted to start this channel, and did start this channel, but I started with next to nothing, so I thought I needed to purchase it all. And like I said, I'm one of those people that's either 150% or 0%. There's usually no in between. And so then I started collecting the makeup that I was seeing other people use and other people want, and then I was realizing that I didn't like much of it. So then I really concentrated on just getting the stuff that I wanted, and I can't look at a makeup collection now and be envious of it. I don't think I've felt that way in a very long time. I'm envious of maybe how they're storing them. I think it is it Raw Christy Beauty that stores hers in like shoe boxes, the clear, like acrylic shoe boxes. I love that storage system. I think that storage system is amazing. I love that you can see everything. I love how people store them. I watch videos on makeup collections because I love seeing their makeup collection, not because it makes me jealous, but I also love seeing how they're storing them. So I wouldn't say that I'm envious of anybody's makeup collection. I love and am envious of how they store them now. But I did used to be envious of people's makeup collections. Number 13. Who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? Okay. Right. First name I can think of is Tara from Tara Babies. And I think it's because of how they're stored. So she stores her makeup collection in toolboxes. And I think it is amazing. They are different colored toolboxes. And I think that storage system is the smartest storage system. You have little tiny drawers, you have big thicker drawers, and they're huge, and there's so much room in I mean, they're made for tools, right? They're made for hundreds of tools, and I just think that is the coolest makeup collection videos. If I can remember, I will link it down in my description box so that you guys can go and watch them. I don't think she's done one in a couple years, but I love her makeup collection videos. She has the coolest makeup collection videos. The last question, number 14, is what is some advice that you'd give to a future makeup collector? So advice I'd give to a future makeup collector is figure out aesthetically how you want your collection to be first. Figure out fundamentally what kind of makeup wearer you are prior to going into purchasing for a makeup collection. The reason why I say that is because, like I said, in the beginning of my whole venture here, I was pretty envious of people's makeup collections, and then I would just start purchasing because. And I remember searching for the perfect price on a Laura Mercier powder, and then ended up buying it just for $38 because then I was scared to death of getting, a fake, because there's fakes out there. So I just bought it for 38 bucks. And I think I've used it probably 5 times in the 2 years that I've had it. But I had to have it because everybody on YouTube was wearing it. But I know that I'm not a powder wearer now. But I don't know that I knew that I wasn't a powder wearer then. I never powder my face ever. And I'm not going to bake. So like I said, figure out what kind of makeup aesthetically pleases you. And figure out fundamentally what kind of makeup wearer you are prior to diving headfirst into collecting makeup. Also know that you don't need everything. You don't need everything. You don't want to spend beyond your means to collect. Spend what you have to collect. Because you don't want to be in debt for the rest of your life for makeup. Such a silly thing to be in debt over. So, that being said, that is my makeup collection tag video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you want to give me a big thumbs up for my makeup tag video, my makeup collection tag video. I also hope that you liked me enough or this video enough or the videos that I put in the eye enough that you want to consider subscribing to my channel. I would really love to see you down in the comment section. I do post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Sunday, depending on my work week, and I hope to see you down in that comment section. Thank you guys again so much for coming to watch me, and go watch Georgia and the other amazing people that have done this tag. Every single one of them has a little bit of something to bring to the beauty community, and I just love them all so, so very much. Thank you guys for joining me again, and until next time, bye guys.